All right, you grab one tree and I'll grab two, and we'll be ready to go. Before we head over to the orchard, we're going to grab some mulch to put on the new trees we're planting.
There we go.
Up here in the corner of the orchard is where one of the trees was trampled by my lovely horse, Maggie. So we're going to plant a new peach tree today. And here to help is my buddy Øystein, who came all the way from Norway just to plant this tree. I've been working on clearing up this corner. It has a lot of ragweed and things growing in it. There's still a few things to get rid of, so we're going to pull those, clear this space before we plant the tree. A lot of the weeds, the ragweeds and different things have been pulled and then laid to the side just as a chop and drop mulch. Being from Norway, Øystein's never seen fire ants. They're tiny, but they're vicious. Now this peach tree comes from a friend of mine who lives closer to San Antonio. He planted it by seed, so there's no telling really what kind of fruit is going to be on this. But he has a beautiful orchard, and almost everything he planted was by seed, and claims that all of the fruit is wonderful and unique and sweet. All right, Øystein, we're going to put this just right there. It's not going to take much. Plant it right to that top of that soil level.
Right.
The soil back in Norway where he's from, I got to mess with it a little bit, is beautiful and loose and just full of organic matter. This here is a little bit different. Not quite so loose. And we're planting it so that the top of this soil where the tree has grown from seed will be right at the same level of soil that we're planting into. And Øystein has adapted really well to Texas culture with his boots and shorts and his t-shirt, and of course the hat. Notice how he's supporting the plant with his hands as he dumps it upside down to get it out of the pot. Let's tickle the roots just a little bit around the edges. Perfect.
There we go.
Perfect. We've had 3 days of pretty gentle rain. The soil's really moist. I will bring up some water when we're all done in the orchard to water this, but for now, it's pretty moist. I'm not too worried about it. We're gonna mulch it real well and then move on to the next tree.
1 or 2 buckets, you think?
Probably all 4.
All 4? Right.
I'm going to pull the mulch away from the tree just a little bit and pat it in. Nice little ring pattern around the tree. And that's one finished tree. My friend also gave to me a Jujube and a Tangerine. So we're going to find a place in the orchard to get these in the ground while the soil is nice and moist. The Jujube is something that's going to like full sun. Pretty much everything up here is going to be mostly full sun. I want to be careful that I don't create shade from this for other things too much. So my thought process is that over here is the east, the west over here. If I plant something over here, I'm going to create a little bit of morning sun shade, which is okay because the grapes and anything that I choose to put in this area will continue to get midday to evening sun in most cases. So I think over here would be a nice place where the sunflowers are, would be a good place for the jujube. The wire was laying here from when we had the chicken tractor up here. This was to help prevent predators from getting in the chicken tractor. I'm just gonna lay it over here for now. I do hope that eventually, pretty soon, when we get the horse fence done, this hot wire fence is gonna go away, so I'm not worried about things growing into the hot wire so much right now. I'm gonna plant kinda close to it. I'll use my fancy shovel. This came from a team of people that used to do concrete, or they still do concrete, but they threw the shovel out. They created the handle out of an old piece of cedar, so it's nice and ornamental, but it'll work for today. This is soil that has had probably 10 inches or so of mulch on it at one point, and it's composted down beautifully. The soil over here, even though it's clay, is quite crumbly. And you can see the soil life is loving it. Lots of worms. And I won't need to mulch a whole lot here because it's got a lot of mulch around it. Just to remind me, I'm going to take a piece of that wire and wrap around it. Otherwise, I might forget that plant's there.
And the chicken will find it.
Yeah. The chickens will let me know. There we go. That's 2 trees done.
Oh, it's just, there we go.
It's good?
Yep.
Okay. Over here on the west end of the garden, or of the orchard, I have this mound where I've planted chaya and a number of other things, but mostly what grows well here are the sunflowers. You can tell that by the dead stalks that I chopped and dropped, using them as a natural mulch. I also have a little mesquite tree trying to grow up right here where I want this citrus. But we're going to take that out. Look at the taproot. Those guys have taproots that go down for 20 to 30 feet, maybe more. And you can tell that we've had some nice rain because this soil looks absolutely gorgeous at this point, where normally the soil is very, very dry and very hard. Again, this is a tree given to me by my friend who grows things from seed. This is a tangerine. Oh, look at those roots. Starting to get compacted in the bottom of that plastic pot, which is one of the reasons the fabric pots are nice, because that would not happen like that. So we're just going to tickle that just a bit. And lay that right down here, again to where the top of the soil in the pot is the same level as the soil where we're planting. Just like that. Just fill it in. The worms are loving this too. And we don't want to compact it too much, just a little mash down on the soil to help it seat in there, but we don't want to push it in too deep. 3 trees in the Daddykirbs orchard, done. Serves as a door lock too. Okay, not completely done because Øystein's going to put wire around this here, and then we're also going to get some more mulch and come over and mulch this tree up. The mulch in this case, well, some of it will go in the cage, just not right up next to the tree, and then some of it on the outside of the cage. Now it's 3 trees done. It's sticky hot out here, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
He's not used to that. It feels really good, but it is sticky. My shirt's sticking to me. I'm sure his is sticking to him. That's just part of being in Texas. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Daddykirbs in the Orchard. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.